Hey everybody, it's me, Connie, and I am going to do a fall card, and I'm going to use the A2 card, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4. The base is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then I think I'm going to use a brown background. I have also green, and I'll use that too. And this piece right here is 5 1/4 by 4. 5 1/4 by 4. And then the piece that I'm going to be doing some watercoloring on is 5 by 3 3/4. And it'll fit like that. And depending on how big the tree turns out and things look and stuff, I may trim it down. Who knows? But this is our starting point, okay? So let's get to it. Alright, I have a glass block, not glass, but acrylic block here, so that I can use my zig pens, real brush pens, and I will dab some on here, and then use my water brush to do my tree and different things like that. So let's get to it. First, I'm going to kind of basically draw a tree, and we'll see what happens. Who knows, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to go about 1 1/4 inch from the bottom and just do like a groundwork. There's our ground. And then the tree trunk. I don't want it to be too big, so I'm going to just kind of do a and then that's all that's going to be there. And I left openings for branches to go that direction. And then I'm going to come over here and up like this. That might be too tall. Let me erase that, because I don't want it to end up so big that it's covering up the whole page. So I'm going to leave those two right there, and come up right here, come over here like that, and just branch off into another tree. Then I'll come down like this, leave it open, and then come over here, come up, and then come out. I'll make that my trunk to come down some more, and then come over and up. Let's have some branches come up like that, and then come open to the trunk. There we go. We can just make that one go down a little bit. And then over here with this opening, I'm going to come up like this, and I want branches to come out. I want one to go down. That'll be my trunk. That'll kind of go to my trunk. Well, that's just going to be some branches. And then we'll come over like this. That's too tall. That's about as far as I'm going to go with that. Up and come down. And then that will be going. How's that? Does it look a little bit not so even? Let me bring these out a little bit, and we'll be just fine. There. That's going to be the start of my tree. Okay? And then I will build from that my leaves. And I'm not going to go, you know, the full card. I'm just going to try to build on what that is right there. Okay, I have two colors that really, to me, here's one that's called dark brown and one that is called deep brown. The dark brown is number 62 and the deep brown is number 68. So I'm going to take my pen, my brush, and I'm going to go over it just like this. I'm going to put quite a bit on there. And then I'm going to take my water that's in here and squeeze a little bit of water onto here as well. Just so I can have some water. Let's see, can you see that? There's my water right there. And I'm going to hold this on here for a little bit because it just gets too much water after you squeeze it like that. And I don't want that much water on it. So I'm going to take my block, move it out of the way so I can paint my tree. I'm going to just dab the water, just barely, because it sucks it up when you just barely touch it. And I'm going to do this number. And I can tell there's way too much water. So I'm just going to grab some more like this. And I'm just going to kind of go over my trunk. Start on my tree trunk. And a tree, you know, it's not meant to be this perfect. You're not going to go out in nature and find a tree that's just perfectly symmetrical and everything about it is, you know, you're just not going to do that. So we're just going to draw on all these leaves, tree trunk, and get all the little branches done. That's the wording I'm using, branches. And come over here, draw this one, and come up. I'm just using the tip of my brush and brushing out the trees. And like that. Get some more. And then come up here. And then brush out these branches. And hopefully this will manifest itself in a way that makes it look pleasing to the eye. So I'll brush out these right here. It's very quiet. It's just a little quiet here. Kind of enjoying the quiet actually. There we go. I'll grab some of the dark. Just kind of go over it again, but I'm not going to go colored all the way in. I just want some of it to show up in the background of the, so it'll look kind of, you can see the shadow of it and all that sort of thing on each branch. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing, practicing, playing. You know, I don't know why the ins and out of what I'm doing. I'm just playing and practicing and just hoping that it'll come out okay. You know what I mean? And maybe it will, maybe it won't, who knows. Make that one a little bit thicker since, there we go. Okay, I'm going to dry this before I do any more because I want to add some more brown to it and everything, and it's starting to get really wet, so let me dry it and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use the deep brown, put some of that on there, and then I'm going to take it and just kind of just flick it on there. I'm not even really adding water because the brush has so much in it already. So this might be, I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach, but this is crazy. Okay. I'm just going to hit and miss some of these. I'm not going to do anything perfection. Just hit it. Some deepness here. And then come over here on this one. And I will have to go over it again, I'm sure, after I put on my leaves. Just a few places that I want to show up through the leaves, which they may all show up since this is pretty dark. Okay. It's kind of cool looking. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me take the brush itself and hit it. There we go, because it's kind of wet. That's cool. And I hit it with this. Okay. That is enough. So there's the start of our tree. Okay, how's that? Alright, now let me dry this and then we'll start on the leaves and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to wipe this brown off. Get all that off. And I'm going to take a piece of my sponge, tear it off, and then I'm going to squeeze it. Take these little tweezers that you have to squeeze to open, and I'm going to grab it just like that. There. That's it. And then I'm going to start with, what color do I want to start with? I think I'm going to start with, let's see, get this test paper here. Done with that one. I'm going to start with this one, and it's called Brown, number 60. I don't know why it's called brown, but it doesn't look brown. Okay, I'm going to just put quite a bit on here. There we go. And I'm going to take a little bit of water to wet my sponge. There we go. And I'm going to start dabbing the leaves. And it's pretty simple to do. I did a really big one, kind of like that, but so I thought, why can't I do the front of a little card? So let's see. I'm going to wet the sponge just a little bit, grab some pigment, and I'm just going to pounce. And this part takes a bit but I'm just going to pounce the outline of my tree. I think that'll be cool. There we go. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And this is my leaves. That reminds me of something, but a cartoon. When somebody laughs, listen. I don't know why it made me think that, but it did. Put a little more water so I can get a bigger splotches. And then there's no rhyme or reason to this tree. Alright. Now, I'm going to leave that and I'm going to dry it. But look at that. So far, there's our tree. And you can see how the water is moving the branches and getting on top of the branches. That's okay. So let me dry this and we'll move on to the next color. I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the next color. I'm just going to turn my block around and use this side. And this, now I want to bring in some red. Let me see. This looks kind of pink a bit. Now we're going to use that. Okay, I'm going to put in some of this. There we go. And I'm going to use the same sponge. I'm not going to worry about cleaning it or any of that. So I'm going to wet it. Wet it. And just start pouncing away. Is it starting to look like a tree? I hope so. There we go. I need a little more water. Let me get a little water. Oof, got a little bit much water. Okay. Trying to think of all the little different colors of fall when the trees start turning. I think it is so cool. Isn't that neat? And it's okay that it's covering up some of the branches because they are hidden sometimes by your leaves. So it's coming alive. It's coming alive. Alright, I'm going to wipe this off and I'm going to do another color, but before I do, I'm going to dry this and move on to the next color. So hold on. Okay, so let's see, what other color? I think I want this. This is like, let me show you. Look how orange, bright this is. Isn't that bright? So I want to do that. I add some of that in there. And I need a little water. I'm going to have to fill up my pen, my water pen for too long. Okay, same thing. I'm going to wet it. I'm not going to worry about changing colors. And then I'm going to put some of this bright. Ooh, I love that. I hope y'all can see it. That is so cool. That is awesome. Awesome like autumn. This is so cool. I love this. Look at that. It's just bringing it to life, isn't it? Oops, I hear my kitty. She's probably wondering where everybody is. Kitty, kitty. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love it. And here's the point when you think, okay, when is enough enough? You know what I mean? When is enough enough? I don't know that answer. I think we just do until it looks good to your eye. You do what you want, and then, you know, how is that looking? Isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. If I need to find like a really bright red. Let's see. What is this? That's a bright red. Let me look at this. Excuse me for a second. This is called red. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. What is this? Let's do this one. It's a little bit pink. Then I'm going to do this bright red over here. You can see that I have some more different colors on here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water. And it doesn't matter, because I'm going to probably end up blending both colors anyway. Okay, so I'm going to get my sponge wet and grab some of that red. Oh gosh, that is cool. We're fixing to call her done though. We are fixing to call it finished. I don't think I'm going to add any of the other color, because I like this. There we go. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. That is cool. I'm going to get some of this bright red. Alright, I'm going to call this tree done. Look at that. Look, isn't that pretty? Okay, let me dry it, and then we're just going to touch a couple of little limbs to peek through a little more, but that's it. So hold on one second while I dry this. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's our tree. I'm really loving it a lot. Let me wipe off my thingamajig, acrylic block. Thank you. Somebody was telling me. Okay, now let's see, which one did I want to use? The dark brown, or let's see, the deep brown. Let me put just a little bit. I don't need much. And my brush is pretty wet from squeezing out all that water. It's pretty wet. I'm just going to barely touch this, and oh, it's too wet. Let me get some of the water out of my bristles. Okay. Just going to come over here and hit one of these tree limbs like this, so that it'll show through like it's in the front. Oh, my kitty. I hear her. I hear you, kitty kitty. What? Just hit a few little branches so they pop out. What? That is so cool the way this works. Isn't that neat? I'm just hitting a few just so they pop out a little more. Let me hit this one up here, and then I'm going to call the tree part done. How you like? Do you like it? I love it. Get a little. Let me dry this real quick because it's holding water, you can see, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make sure my brush is wet, which I think it is, very wet, and I am going to go over the bottom here. Let me see, first I'm going to put just a little bit here, and then I'll use my brush as well. And I'm just going to go over the grass, just like that. And since it's just a little wet, I'm just going to hit it with this, like this. And then I'm going to hurry and go over it with the water while it's still wet. And then move it around a little bit. Just a little bit. Hit it over here. See how it's working because it's wet? And then I'm just going to hit it, smooth out all the lines a little bit. Isn't that cool? Alright, while it's wet, I'm going to hit it with this deeper color first, and then I'll dry it and do some more, because I want like a almost like a shadow that the tree is right there. And then hit it with this, and then I'm going to dry it, and I'll be right back. But let me hit this first, and then I'll dry it. Because I want some deepness, you know, in here. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to dry this. Alright, there's my ground, which I love. Isn't that cool? Let me dry it and I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. So there is the tree so far. It's looking good, but it wouldn't be fall if the trees weren't falling. So I'm going to put a few leaves down here. And I know I used, let me use this color first. I'll put this down. And I will put this one down. And we're going to put this bright red down. And I'm going to put a little water, just in case I need some water, on my palette. So there's my 3 colors thus far that I'm going to use. It's hard to see it. There we go. Just like that. Alright, I'm going to get my sponge. I've not changed it out, and I'm not going to. So what I'm going to do is get it a little wet, not real wet, and pick up a color, and I'm just going to tap it on the ground. Like this. I want to tap it. Give me some leaves on the ground. I don't want too many leaves, and I don't want too bright. And then, there we go. That's about all I'm going to do on that. Can you see? There we go. Looks like some leaves fell. Okay, so I'm looking at my tree and I'm thinking, do I need a little bit of dark leaves in here? You know, not green, but maybe some of this. I'm going to add some of that just because, and then I think I'm going to mix some of this brown in it, but it's a mid brown. I'm going to mix those two together to try to give me some a darker, deeper, there we go. There we go. That's what it needs. Just a little bit of these two dark colors. There we go. Just a few. To tone it down just a little bit because it was getting a little too, there, I like that. I like that a lot. And then I'm going to put a few of those dark on the ground. Okay, so what do you think? Isn't that cool so far? Okay, I say so far. Well, I want to put a little bit of sky colors in there somehow. I've never been really good at that, so let me wipe this off and get these one out of the way, the ones that I used so far. And what color do I have that might, you're going to excuse my arm. Let me see. That is really too dark. I need some really light colors. This is so, let me get this one, and maybe this one, and maybe this one. And let's see what it looks like. Okay, so let's see, this is going to be really light. I love that. And then this one might give me a little color. And then this is kind of a gray. So what I think I'm going to do, oh, I hate this. Okay, let me practice over here. If I wet it, let me see, is it wet? Yeah, if I wet it and then I go over it with this blue, it's not going to show up much. What if I go over it with this and then rub it in? That might look pretty. And then add a little bit of gray to it. That might look like a nice little sky. Oh, I don't want to mess it up, but we've got to put a little color in there. So I'm going to go ahead and wet it because it's got some blue in my brush. And I'll go ahead and hit it with this. There we go. Hit it with this. This is turning out to be a long video, sorry, but I'm having fun. There we go. Then I'm going to come down with it. Not too bad. I like it. Just going to put a little bit under here. Try not to hit the red or the brown. Hit it before it gets too dry. I don't want that dark. Okay. That is not too bad. I like it. Let me go over here. Just a tiny bit. I hear the bell on the cat. She has a bell on her collar. Call me crazy, I know. Get a little wetness over here. Get a little bit. Just so it's a little darker around the tree right there. And the color, the paper is just a mixed media paper from Walmart. Need my brush wet. And my stomach is making all kinds of noises. I hope y'all can't hear that. Okay, that is it. That's all I'm going to do to this because it's, oops, wrong one, goes on this one. Okay, what do you think? Is that cool? Let me dry it and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. I've got it all dry and I'm really loving it. I went ahead and trimmed off about 1/8 of an inch off the side so it would look a little more symmetric, in the center. I don't know why that bothers me, but that's what I had to do. Just had to. Okay, so now I want to decide if I want, let me close all this stuff up, move this out of the way, because I'm going to ink it real good around the edges and stuff. Do I want it on a green background or the brown? I think the brown, don't you? I do too. Okay, first of all, I want to ink the edges of this. Age it up a tiny bit. Oh yeah, that's much better. I love it. Ink it all up. There we go. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to go over it a little bit because the white from the paper that I used is just so white. And I'm just going to go over the whole thing just a little bit. It's not much. Not much. You can still see the color of the blue. There we go. I love this. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Oh. Okay, so now I'm going to take my card and go ahead and ink the red around the edges of the front of the card. Like that. Go just around the edges a little bit. You don't have to do all this if you don't want to, but I just love the look of it. Makes it look a little more vintage and old. The brown really doesn't show up, but it does, if that makes sense. I can see it, but I don't know if you can or not, but to the eye beyond the camera, from the naked eye, I can see it. So it kind of gives it a finished look. And then on the inside, I'm going to put another piece of this brown. I'm going to go around it. And then, there we go. Oops, I need to go around this one too. This is where the sentiment is going to be. Usually, sometimes I put a little something on the inside, but I don't know. I can't do like a little tree on the inside. And so, let me get my ink some stuff off that. I mean my glue. I'm just using art glitter, and I'm going to glue that down to the base, to the brown, and this is going to go on the inside of the card. This will go on the inside of the card. This is where you're going to do all your writing. I'm not putting any sentiments or anything on the inside because I want you to write. I like it when people actually write. So most of my cards, I'm telling you, are blank because we need to write. I love, I'd rather get a written something any day. I just love that look, you know what I mean? Okay, there we go. That's the inside of the card. Now I'm going to put my brown down on the front. Let me get this done. There we go. And I'm going to glue that. There we go. Got that done. That's pretty. And now for this part. Oh, it looks so cool. I hope you like it, because I really do. I really do. Okay. And then glue it down. I'm not going all the way to the edge, because if it wants to curl up, it can. It kind of makes it look a little older and vintage. There we go. I love that. I'm not going to push all the way to the edge because I don't mind that the edges are up just a little bit. I think it's kind of cool. That is neat. See how it's just folded up a little bit around the edge? It's kind of neat looking. I like it. Okay, so that's on there. Now, I was thinking, you know, I need a little sentiment, I think, on this one. And I have a stamp that says thankful. Let me get some cream cardstock. And maybe, I don't know if I'm going to outline it in brown or not. But let's see. Let me put my pen in my glue. Alright, so let me see how this looks. I don't know if it's going to be too big or not. Okay. Down. Kind of press. I don't like to rock it too much, but then come straight up. And it says, so thankful. Okay, let me, I'm going to take this over to my trimmer, paper trimmer, and trim it out. And I'm going to trim out a piece to go behind it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I trimmed it out, and I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to kind of rub a little bit around the edges some more to, I don't know, I just like the way that looks, and it's kind of bright in the middle. Ink this one up. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to get my scissors. I'm just going to chop it up just a little bit. Chop it up. There we go. I'm going to chop this up a little bit. Be careful if you do this so you don't cut yourself. I'm just lightly pressing on it. I'm not doing anything major. Then I'm going to get this and hit it again. And then I'm going to glue this onto that. There we go. I got my nails done yesterday and they are so long. I told her I wanted them left long and she did what I asked, but I should have started out kind of short and worked my way up. I do nails. I've been doing nails for 30 years and it's hard to go somewhere else, but I don't want to do my own nails. I just don't. So I hadn't had them on in a long time, in a while, so I wanted to put them back on. Okay, I can put this up here on the top of the tree like this. I don't want to cover up the ground, and you know, you don't want to cover up the tree. I can just do something like that. What do you think? So thankful. I wished it was a little smaller, but it's not. Put it up there like that. What are y'all thinking? Or at an angle? Well, well, well. Dilemma, dilemma, dilemma. Let me get some of this and put on the back. I had to use a thin strip for something. I don't remember. Oh, for this other card, I'll show y'all. Alright, I'm going to raise it up a little bit. And so I'm going to get a piece of this off. And put it down in the middle of some. There we go. And then peel this off. First, let me make sure where I want to put it. What do y'all think? What is it? What speak to me? I don't want it to be just this perfect, straight, whatever. So I think I'm just going to angle it a little. See, there's a bigger space over here than there is over here. And I don't know if that would offset the card being it on that side, the side that opens. So, you know what? I'm not sweating it. I can't sit here. I can hear, don't do that, don't do that. I think, let me look at it one more time. I'm getting a card. Do I like it like that? Or like that? We're going like that. I'm going to the top. I hope that I'm choosing the right way to go. Let's see, can you see where I'm at? It needs to come down just a little. Alright, it's on there, so thankful. There we go. Yay, it's done. This is a long video, sorry, but when I start doing that, I can't help it. Okay, I showed a picture of this one on my Facebook page. This is, I did the pumpkins. I was inspired by Jennifer, by Genevieve Designs, to do it this way. And so I kind of mimicked what she did for her travel notebook. And I put thankful in the small one. I wish I had that small one for that one. And then I did a little pumpkin on the inside of the card. So that one's that. And then I think I've shared this before on my Facebook page where I did this one. I hadn't put anything on the inside yet. And then the Celebrate that forgive me, but I don't remember I don't have anything inside that. Who I was watching to learn how to do this. Oh, if you see this, please put it down below because I don't remember. I apologize for that. And let's see, what other cards do I have? Y'all saw this one because I did that on video. And then this one. Something like that for the inside. And then this one, it's going to open up like this. Isn't that cool looking? That was fun. Okay, so that's the start. And I had to do some, something fallish because it feels like fall. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you give it a try. If you do, come see me on my Facebook page, which is linked down below. All you got to do is click on it, Craft with Connie, and it'll go straight to the YouTube page. And also leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I hope you had fun spending time with me because I had fun making this card. It was a blast. So it's very, very, very relaxing when I do stuff like this. So all that's left to do is for me to put a little tiny CH right there for my initials for doing this. Anyway, y'all be blessed. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye. Give me a thumbs up. It's going to shake. It always does.